Rock, paper, scissors started to be my favorite of the bunch. And let's see. Now that said, I when last working on this was quite a few months ago, probably maybe October time frame. But we've got a couple things that are broken, and we can see if we can fix these. So here's the arena dashboard, and I've got this is a let's see. I'm in a This is actually a dev org. I spooled up a dev org instead of a scratch org when I created this. I think my manifest file is just wrong or something. But started out with, well, there's a lot of flow, so I tried to lean on flow as much as possible. So there's this new game function at the top here. We could start a new one. Let's see. I'm in as myself, I think. Yep, I'm in as me, and oops. I'm going to choose who I want to play against. Probably don't need all these system users in here. I think we could filter those out at some point. Begin the battle. What's my move? Moves are configurable, so I know there's other variations of rock paper scissors out there that include more rock paper scissors lizard Spock. I think that's one I've seen. I'm sure there's tons of others, but I'm gonna pick my move. I'll play rock, and so I played rock. Yay! Very exciting stuff. Now here's the first thing that's broken. Um, it This should have been a running tally of the other games that I've played in the past. So the game that you saw before I ran that one definitely did not work quite right. In fact, I think something's definitely wrong here. I'm playing against myself, which was not intended. So we do have all the data under the hood here. This is probably our new game. Let's figure out where we went wrong. Status pending, that makes sense. Players, Tom Petros U2. So this, right off the bat, this UI should say, this should say U2. U2 is my second player, not the band. I played, what did I play? I played rock. Something's going on here. So we have an extra object in, so we've got, I guess to talk about the object model. We've got moves, which is really just like a dictionary of our moves that we can make. There's only three. There's also beneath that there's there's an outcome object, and that outcome basically joins two moves together to know that if you play rock, then the loser to rock is scissors, and there's every combination of each of those, and then those just have a name. So outcomes and moves are just like dictionary data. Tells the game the data, the info it needs to play. So then when we create a game, like I did back here on the arena, create a new game record. This is a match essentially. The game has two related player records. We create a player record every time we have a game, so there's always two players per game. They relate to users currently. Maybe they could relate to other stuff someday, but and then the player record, well, it knows about its game, it knows about the status, so we can say, I played here, and it doesn't know the move yet. The reason for that is security, if you will. We have a object underneath the player called player move. So this basically exists just to add a layer of the object model where we could apply security and privacy to this player move object. So essentially, if I was playing with somebody else, well, it's a bad example because my user's an admin in here. But if we were just two standard users of Salesforce, we couldn't go snooping around and trying to find the move that we actually made. That's what this player move object is all about. Now, off the bat, there's something wrong with player move. It should know about the game that it's being played. It's a little bit redundant because it knows about its player, therefore it knows about its it should know about its game. I'm trying to remember. There was a good reason for putting that redundant relationship there. I just can't remember what it was. It will probably become clear when we figure out why it's not populating, because that's the problem here. It's not part of the problem is it's not populating that field. So let's see on our game, on our player, on our now this is the other thing that's going on. There's no player move being created for the second player. What it should be doing doesn't have to pick a move, but it does have to let it know what game it's in. We need all this data for the UI. So let's see if I fixed those. Okay, we're coming back to life here. So here's the first game I played. I don't know why it must have blown up because we didn't have all the data. We had an error coming in with the second batch of data. But so super cryptic lightning icon stuff here. So I lost, hence the X. I lost to Tom Petros submits to U2. I played scissors. They played rock. So we've got to fix the question mark. The question mark is there until we actually finish the match and then reveal the winner's play to the loser. So we got to fix that. Rematch has if you click rematch, you can do a quick match right from here, and either play rock, which is a dot. Paper is paper and scissors are scissors. I told myself we're going to use everything out of the Lightning component or Lightning Web component library that we can. Nothing custom here yet, so I can also cancel that. I don't know if the rematch function works. We'll certainly give that a try as well. Now, if I flip over to U2 player, let's switch that. And let's see, U2. We'll log in as U2 here. Yeah, see, this is this is part of the problem. I should see the other game here, and I'm not sure why. So that's a bug. Let's see. I feel like I had a change log in my. Let's see, is it in my README? Oh yeah. Let's see. It's curious because I have a feeling that what was pushed to the repo many moons ago may not have been updated after the last episode that I worked on rock paper scissors. So that could be we may have a little bit of cleaning up to do, because looking at the backlog here, so we do have a permission set just for the end user. We are working on this now. Haven't looked at tournament play at all, but I think that'll be a fun data model to build out, so you could have multiple matches and stuff like that. The new game flow not always end user initiated. I don't remember what I was thinking there, but maybe it'll come back to me. Private games. Settings panel, visibility on the game, taunt your opponent. Rematch, started working on that. The UI shows the rematch indicator, and child to parent event for create game data. That I also, there was a note there that meant something. Yes, very secure. It's so secure, you don't get to see your own data. So it's really, really perfect. So I guess we're probably going to want to figure out why user 2 can't see their stuff. I wonder if we have, speaking of sharing rules, there could be some sharing that wasn't. Oh, I love that feature. Log out as the user is literally logging out as the user. So, all right, we're back in here as our. Let's check our sharing settings and just make sure there's nothing missing here. Move public read only, that makes sense. Outcome public read only, that makes sense. Player, oh wait, games are private. Does that make sense? Because that could definitely be the problem. That might not make sense. Because if I'm at, well, let's go take a look at the let's go take a look at our records sharing details, and maybe it'll tell us whether we should expect other users to be able to see it. So game one, sharing. Yeah. That's probably part of the problem. Now, do we care about that? I mean, we care because we don't. If it's private, then user two can't see the game that they're playing in. That's probably the issue. So, but if we make them public read only, we'll see. So, well, actually, there's flows flows drive all of the kind of state management, changes statuses and stuff like that. So that's running as system user, and that only runs at key moments in time. So if we were to make the games public read only, flow game share to second player. Yes, maybe that's what was happening. There were some flows that. Let's take a look at our flows. Create game. Let's see. We got create game and new RPS game. Little bit of naming convention here. So this is, I'm pretty sure this is what we have at the top of the arena here. Let's make sure. Yep, new RPS game. So new RPS game creates the game, creates our players, updates the opponent. Yeah, this, oh man, we lost some stuff. We definitely lost some stuff here. I remember building out some things that just very, push your code, kids. Push it to the repo. Don't lose your stuff. I also changed laptops over several months here, and wouldn't you know it, last weekend I wiped that other laptop. Oh, stupid. That's okay. All right, so well, we can step through this. We're going to create a game. There's our game record, status pending, cool. Create two players. So the this player knows the game. This is the user that initiated the game. They're considered player one. Player two is the opponent. So we've got, let's see, player ID from create player one. Yep. So we're telling player two who its opponent is, and then the user that we picked at the start, that's the actual opponent. So we create that record. Then we got to go back to player one and tell it who its opponent is, which is like super confusing, but kind of makes sense. We get to this step. We say, what move are you going to pick? So we create the first player's move. We got to create the player two move here. That's gonna help. That doesn't solve our sharing problem, but this is a step that we need to fix anyway. So I'm actually going to call this create player one move, so I'm not completely confused. Actually, I'm going to say create player one player move, because that's really the name of the object. So the move, the player, and we have to add the game here. And I think we had to create game ID from create game. There we go. Okay, so that should clean up our player one's player move record. Share to players auto-triggered flow would be helpful in case a tournament sets up. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, if we set up a tournament, it would just like bludgeon the users with way more stuff than they need to see, and having a little bit more. I think it's good call. We can add it into the flow, default to private, grant as needed. And we'll leave our default sharing pretty secure, because you got to be secure when you're playing rock paper scissors. Okay, create player one move. I'm going to copy this and we'll create player two move. Sorry, create player two player move. Go. Okay. Let's see, we don't have a move yet, so we're not actually, we just have to create the record. We don't have to define the move. We don't want to define the move yet. We just want to tell player two that, hey, you can make a move now. So this is player ID from player two, and that's our game. And there we go. So insert that. So we should get cleaner data now for our, let's see, this is V2, added player move, player two, player move, record, added relationship to game record. All right, let's activate that, and I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to blow away. I think I have a script actually that like nukes all the data. Yep. Just delete and start fresh here. Okay, so nothing's being displayed now because I just wiped everything. All right, let's try again. So U2, begin battle, make your move, play rock, on guard, and done. And okay, so we've got that's versus U2. Looks a little better. Let's check out our records under the hood. I played, U2 did not play. I'm not revealing the move yet. It's under the related player move record. When the game is over, we basically stamp the player move data, or I'm sorry, the move, we stamp this onto the player record. So it stays, I can only see my own move. Okay, so that's there, and oops, let's see, player move should now have, it's got the game. That's good. Let's go over to our other user. Move is hidden. Player move. Move is not yet chosen. It's got the game. So we're in better shape now. All right, let's flip users here. Oh, right, yeah, it doesn't matter. We got to add the sharing. Duh. Okay, let's share. Let's see, we got to share with player two the game. So we can do that. This is our last screen. Yep, okay. All right, let's make a share. Share game with player two. Game share. I think we just need to let's see. There's nothing a player does to a game. There's nothing a player, I should say, there's nothing a player edits on a game record that's outside the context of the flows that run against it, and that's what we want. So we'll leave our access record level as read. The parent is the game that we created, and the user is player 2. Okay. Should have added that in before, but that's okay. Game record is shared with player 2. At least that's what should happen. Okay, so we didn't, when we last, we ran our game, created our game last time, we did not get, the sharing was not included. So I'm going to blow this away again, and we'll try it another time. Okay. Play U2, begin battle. I always pick rock. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. I was going to say, we have the DML, non-DML thing going on, but that's just a share, which that should be fine, right? Step through this again. Let's see. All right, what did we blow up? User group. Incorrect. Wait, incorrect type. Oh, yeah. I tried to share the player record. I'm sorry. I tried to share the game to the player record, but the player has a lookup to the user, which is actually what we want. So that's why it's freaking out. Okay, we fix. This is. You know what? Are we gonna have? I gotta go. Let's see. Back in here somewhere, we've got the player 2. That's choose opponent 2. Okay, so that's who we want to share that with. I think that should work. Okay, try that again. U2 rock. Okay, how'd we do? We got a game. I think this is one we just created. Timestamp suggests yes. Sharing 2 groups of users. That's a good sign. Shared with, so I created it. I have full access. User 2 has read-only access. So far, so good. Now let's log in as U2. Okay, still not seeing it here, but I can access, looks like I can access all 3 records. That's interesting. Let's see where the others. Unless we've got some. All right, I'm going to log out here. Ah. Let's check our sharing again. So that's interesting. So U2 does have read access. All right, let's clear this out again. Was that already working? Maybe there's something else floating around in here that's. All right, so I'm gonna play here. Rock. Look at our game. Okay, so it is shared now. This is interesting. Reason for it. U2 is an administrator. I don't think that's true. Huh, standard user. Oh, wait. They do have a permission set, which does grant view. Okay, it does grant view all. But that probably doesn't. Yeah, that's weird. U2 is definitely not an administrator. This permission set is opening it way up, so they do have view all. And I would agree that it probably doesn't make sense to make it view all. It might be better to just share. So let's see what happens if we take that away. Okay, that's weird that it said reason for access administrator. Huh. Unless that's a weird interpretation of that, of saying view all here. But this makes more sense. We've now manually shared that that game with this user with read-only access. It doesn't. So I'm logged in as U2 now. It doesn't answer the question of. Oh, there it is. Okay. Just kidding. So. But this is. Oh, wait. No. Am I in as. Am I logged in as? Oh, I didn't log in as the second user. Hang on. I swear I clicked that. Maybe I've just clicked it so many times that I lost track. All right. That should be displaying, though. So that's. Something's off there. Oops. Close that. So we're not getting. We can see the game. We can see the players. I can't see this player's move. I can see my move. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. The player move record for that player also. So that's interesting. We have to. All right, let's log out. I want to see what I believe excuse me, the sharing rules for player move records also it may also need to be shared. Okay, so the permission set, I just want to check this here. Should allow, we're granting no access to player move, but that's okay. Technically, the end user doesn't even need to know that that's happening. Let's see. So player move, no access. It did create the record, though. Let's make sure that happened. Did create it. So the user just can't see. End users have no access to these records. They're just being managed in system context, which is that is probably the reason why our end user can't access anything. So did I add? Let's see. Can I see? Let's see the execution here. If it'll let me. Okay, so RPS Arena loads the moves and then loads the games. Drop a couple of breakpoints in here. Okay, we got moves. Those should be accessible. We'll put so there's a game component for each individual game. If we get to here, then we actually have data. If we don't get there, then we're not getting data back. All right, so we are getting data. What does that data look like? What's val? Let's see, current player. Okay. I think so the current player right now, I'm actually logged in as, I believe I'm logged in as player 2. Am I logged as? Nope, I'm still logged in as, right, I'm still logged in as me, so I gotta get to U2. Let's see if it'll let me. Oops. I feel, am I actually? I don't think it's logging me in as the other user. That's why I'm getting all confused here. User detail. Log in. Okay, now I'm logged in as user 2. All right, yeah, we're not getting the data back that we need. Okay, so this component, RPS Arena, it goes and gets moved. So we have basically like an API class here that does all the heavy lifting. So get moves is pretty straightforward. Get moves actually calls a flow to get the moves back out. I was kind of experimenting with like how far could I push the flow and still interact, through code. And the answer was kind of far, but the logic started getting kind of funky, and so I stepped that back a little bit. So that's create game. So we want to get games by user. That's what we're calling on the current for that user. And I think the problem here is we don't have access. This user doesn't have access to those records at all. Therefore, we can't query them out. Just for comparison, I shouldn't do. I don't use this a lot, but let's just see if it opens up the data. In which case, we'll have to do some sharing. All right, we're still in as our user. Get our moves. Nah, it's still not coming back though. Now, is it not coming back because of what we're passing it? Let's see. This is our user 2, so let's go into the. We'll just go into our code and run it from there. See if we get back what we expect. Find out if it's a data issue or if it's an access issue. No, we got 3 rows back. Which makes sense because we query the players, and then we query the game. Is that what I believe? U2 has no access to player move and permissions. All right, that's correct. Yep, no access, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Because technically they are editing the. If I was being a purist and saying like, well, if this user just went to that record, the player move record, they could edit it. They can't do that now, but we could make that. The case, and then I think this data would also return. And when we are, let's see, init. Yeah, so I think we have to share that to the. And then technically unshare. Is that right? We want to share with. We don't want player 1 to be able to see the player 2 move record, or the player 2 player 2's player move. And let's see, is that actually happening? What I really should do is have two non-admin users in this, so it's not throwing everything off. Where are we here? Let's see. Right, because if I can go into the game. I see the game, I see the players, I see the player Tom Petros has played. I can't see the player move, which is good. I don't want that. But then if I go here, I can see the player record. I see the status is pending. I think I want to see the player move here. So we would need to share that specifically and also grant some kind of permission in the permission set, or we won't be able to still won't be able to do anything with it. Let's see. The only catch would be if this player initiates a game. So U2 is going to initiate against Tom Petros. U2 plays scissors. And now that's finished. So then I go into games. There's my player. Still have no access to the to that record. Is U2 the owner of their own player move record? No, but I think they should be. So that's not happening either. Let's log out of here so we can see more stuff. In fact, I'm willing to bet that whoever is executing the when the game is started is who's ending up owning these. Let's see. Oh, game. All right, so here's game 7. So U2 initiated game 7. They're the owner of the game. The game, the player is a master detail. Right, we wouldn't need to share if we made it the owner, right? That makes sense. The players are details to the game, which I think is fair. Each player needs to know that they needs to know who their opponents are, and then this player move record. Well, this player move record actually was owned by them, but they have no access to it. So by the permission set. So I think we have to open up the permission set. This owner makes sense, but then the other record, let's go back here. This player's move is also owned by you, so we have to change that. Okay, so we don't need to share. We do need to correct ownership, and I think we need to adjust that permission set so that U2 can actually see what they. So if I change this, the correct owner here would be like that, and then our permission set needs to tweak. Player move. We've got to at least give them read here, right? Technically, they would need edit access to that because that's their record. They're going to pick their. I don't want them messing with the game. They are going to pick a move. They can't mess with the player. So I think that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, so with all that in place, we should go back to our game. This is our user. Let's log back in here. We still have to fix the owner in the when we create the records. Well, let's just see here. So U2 has played. They can see their player move record. Go back here. They can't see that. Okay, that's good. So ownership is driving the player move records. We just need to correct that in the flow. And if I go back here, still not getting that record though. Okay. All right, well, let's fix the flow first, I guess. So we get the owners assigned correctly. It's a new RPS game. Create the two players. Create player one move. So the owner ID here is we have a user, right? Oh wait, it's the user in question. So the user creating the game is always player one. And then the owner here is choose opponent. Okay, we should have our ownership square now. Let's drop the data and try again. And still something fishy here. We're just not getting the data from our component. But if I go into the game, I can see the game that... So I'm in as U2. I can see the game that I'm part of. Tom Petros is the creator and the owner. That's okay. I can see that they played. I can see that I am pending. I can go to my move. I could play my move. Except, wait, I can't see moves. Hold on. No, I can see moves. That was weird. Why was that? Okay. Oh, it just didn't fill because I didn't pick anything. Okay, so I can do this all manually. This should finish the game as U2. It just doesn't. Let's see what happens. We do that. now the game should be over. The game is complete. I should be able to see, I see the move here. For all intents and purposes, the player move record is no longer needed once the game is over. If I go back to the arena, still just not getting the result back out here. So something is... Now we checked here with this. Let me make sure I've got the right user ID. BFQIA. So if I just run this against the data, I'm getting querying stuff out. Let's see what this game data looks like. Oh, yep, it's its own object. Let's see. Okay, so that... No, I'm sorry, that makes sense because I'm... In the context of Visual Studio Code, I'm logged in as Tom Petros, so I am the current player. My opponent is U2. Then back over here, I'm U2. So let's see. Well, I think I enabled this user for lightning debugging. So let's see if it will give me any intel. Oh, but wait. No, that... No, this is wrong. Okay, so if I ran this, I'm running it. Yes, I'm logged. I'm here as Tom Petros, but I'm asking for the data in the context of my U2 user ID. So it getting where user equals that. So we get the player. We get one player back. This player's user. I'm sorry, the player based on that user. And then we grab the game ID from each of those. And then we query out all of the players involved in those games. So we're getting the player and the opponent. The current player should be first. Oh, but wait, player is current player. Okay. That's... I think player is current player, I'm pretty sure, is a formula that is based on the executing user's ID. So even though I'm passing in, hey, this is the user I want to treat as the running. Now this is a whole different question out in the LWC, but just in executing this, it's not actually gonna flip flop my users because it's gonna put me, the executing user, first. That doesn't answer why can't we just get data back, because I'm pretty sure we're getting... Oh wait, we got an error here. Hold on. Okay, that might be good news. Hang on. Stuff is breaking. Breaking is good in this case. You do not have access to the Apex class named API. Well, there you go. That'd probably do it. That would probably do it. So RPS user needs to be able to execute some code that is found in here. I wonder if they will need. Now, what's LW? Is that some old stuff? I think this is old stuff. Yeah. That probably should get deleted. Let's see, RPS Arena is just using API. So RPS Arena, what was that? LWC RPS Arena, this I think is junk. I wonder if they need access to the. These are just data structures. All right, I'm going to try to just grant this. And then I'm also going to take. Well, no, we want it with sharing because now we should be able to limit that down. I think we're done with that. Okay, let's log in as U2. Heyo, look at that. U2 lost to Tom Petros. U2 played scissors. Still got to fix this. That should not be question mark. That should be rock, I think. Let's double check. U2 lost, played scissors. Tom Petros won, played rock. So yeah, we should see the dot icon here. Okay, so turn our attention to our component. RPS Arena, not much here. Loops over the games, passes it off to an arena game component. Here's where the heavy lifting kicks in. And we are, let's see, that's our last icon in the set, which is opponent move icon. So we need to figure out why this is not happy. Opponent move icon. Get move icon name. This.game.opponent. Probably should just search. Get move icon name. All right, if player move is player.move is undefined. I bet you we must be missing some data here. Okay, so we can debug into that a little bit further. Hopefully. Get icon, wait, get move icon name? Is that what it's called? Yeah, get move icon name. All right, so we're here. Let's refresh that. Should be good here for now. Should be good there. Okay, so player. So this takes in. Do we have any other data on this? Wait. So this is player. Yeah, so that's U2. That's the current player. Not undefined. the move is scissors, right? So we should get the scissor icon. Now we're in as our, yeah, here's the problem. We don't have the move. So we're not passing that back because we don't know it. Whoops. Oh, that just went down the floor. So we don't know it. We know it. We just aren't passing it back through. So let's figure out why we can't see. This should be the player. So we should have the move data, but we don't. And is that, I mean, it's not coming back, so it must not be, it must not be included. Let's see if it's, maybe it's a permission or field permission thing. No, it should be read. They can't see the other player's player move, but at the when a game completes, i.e., both players have picked a move, we actually take the move value from player move and stamp it up onto the player record, because at that point everybody's allowed to see everything. But it's odd that they can't, and they've got read access. To be honest, I think this is actually more, this view all is probably more open than it should be, because the it should just be read based on the parent game. But it's weird that, and I think the same problem is true for the, even for the admin user. So let me see if that's still the case. Yeah, so here's a round that I won. I played rock. I just don't know. In fact, I can probably go see it. Let's see. Game 8. Complete. Player rock. Player scissor. So it's either data is not transferring to the component, or I think the issue is data is not transferring to the component, which means that the data upstream isn't carrying through for some reason. Let me see if that's, make sure that's true. Okay, this not games. Let's see. So it brings back current player's move. Does not bring back opponent's move. So something, gotta unravel this a little further. So get games by user. Ah, right. Okay. Wait, yeah. We're querying the player moves here. And we don't. Wait a minute. Yeah, because we're not going to see that. We won't see it until it stamps up to the... Try without sharing. You can try that. Oh, wait, we are without sharing. Actually, I meant to put that back to with sharing. See what kind of havoc that wreaks. But yeah, so that get games by user. We pass in the user ID of the current user. It gets all the player that's going to be a scaling issue at some point on line 85 there, but for now, get all the players for this user, and then get all the pull the game IDs off of those, and then get all of the... See, I want to show... It's weird, though, as an admin, So let me see. If I go in as an admin and look at that record... So I'm in as an admin now. So I go here, the losing player. Like that is queried. Where'd you go? That's queried here. Yeah, like the admin should... The admin should see that. Unless there is a second permission set that is basically makes somebody a RPS administrator, but I'm pretty sure I opened that wide open to everything that was relevant. Let's just see. Modify all games, modify all moves, modify all outcomes. Yeah, I mean they already see everything. So it's not that. Move ID, move name. Now I could pull... Oh, wait a second. You know what? We act on this data elsewhere. So init game data could be... Here it is. I bet you this is it. If game data dot status does not equal complete... I think I'm about to be embarrassed. Guess I'm missing the letter D. That might work. That might fix it. Hey, you wanted broken stuff. I'm giving it to you, man. By one syntax character error at a time. Now I say all that. Let's see if this actually works. All right, completed RPS Arena. Rock, scissors. Ha. There we go. Okay. So that's from the Tom Petros user side. Now let's just flip back over to user 2. Hopefully we see everything we need to see. Oh, wait, wait a minute. Oh, wait, let's see. We went from with to without, this is not what I want, but is that... YouTube played Tom Petros, YouTube played Scissor, Tom Petros played... Okay, so that works, but that's failing correctly. We don't want that without sharing. And why would it need to be without sharing? Because we are querying player move records. Right. Oh, wait, I mean, that's not our query, but that's get games by user, same query, different. Yeah. All right, so without sharing because we have to get the player, well, technically I don't need, so maybe we have to tweak this query, because I could, when a game is completed, could share each player move record with. We definitely could, but again, because it stamps it up to the one thing I was thinking a while back was maybe we don't even need the player move records after the game is over. We just stamp the moves up to the player, and then they're public, and then we don't have to have the sharing anymore. An alternative could be to share the player, or I'm sorry, the player move records, or just or refactor it away. Yeah. But in the meantime, I, as a non-admin, am trying to query basically both sides of the game, of the player move record, and I can't see the opponent's player move by design, because we don't want them snooping on the move that they make. And that actually could be okay, because we could just query the players, and in this query lean on the sharing to say also return the player move for the current player, which is what they should see, because then we can do, when a game is in, like, so if I do, let's see, I'll start a new game here. Hopefully that shows up. It's going to show up now because I have. So I really don't at this stage. When U2 played, so their player status is played. They're basically done, waiting for Tom Petros to come in and make his move. I don't really care what Tom Petros' player move record is at this point. I just want to know that Tom Petros is my opponent. And only when the game is completed do I need to worry about his move, which will then be up on his player record anyway. So maybe we just need to refactor this to query players instead of player moves. But I could do a subquery of player moves in this context. So, and if a player is the current player, they will have their player move record, so we can see what move they played, or at least they can see what move they played. So, I think that's going to be my plan of attack there. Sounds like it'll work. We'll see. But then we can get away from the without sharing. That's obviously not what we're looking for. Okay. All that. Let's see. So we'll have to do that by hair as well. These game data and player data structures are maybe a little more than necessary, but okay, let's see. So get games by user, we have to do maybe we don't have to do that anymore either. Maybe we can do this all in one. No, I do need to go. I got to make this call to get all the unique game IDs that this player has, that this, not that, that this user has been in. That's unavoidable, right? I don't think we can escape that. But then instead of doing player moves, so we could have list player. So then we'll select we need all these basically. Just got to tidy up these fields. Look at the game that's on the player. The game status. I've already got that. Player's status, player's name, the move if it's available. And this is all coming, steal all this from player, where game. Game equals game IDs, order by game, is current user. So that gets us back to where we need it to be instead of using this. But then I want to, we'll do a subquery in here. To get the ID, the move. From player moves. Right, player moves. Player move knows about its parent player. There's only ever one. So if I can query it out relative to the player, if this is querying out the current user, this will come back. If this is querying out a opponent, this shouldn't come back. And then we'll just have to check for the presence or absence of something in this player moves, if this is empty or not. I think that will work. So then we're looping. init game data is going to need to take a different input parameter. So we're looping players now. This whole thing it feels wonky, but it'll do. We're basically checking that. So we sort the players by the current user is always first in the sort by game and then sort by current user first. So then this is just checking. You know, I probably could just do a for each and check the index, but just modding to 0 to make sure it's the first one in the list. We're going to create this is a list of players now. And we're going to add our player. And then we add the player again and we initiate the game data. So now we're going to go up here. And we init game data. This is now taking the list of players. Oops. Okay. Let's see. This is all just related game data off of the first player record. So I think we just need to adjust this path. Okay. Init player data. Now we're just going to pass a player to each of those. And so we go down here. Player moves, now just player. I'm having that experience where when you look at a word for long enough, it doesn't make sense anymore. I'm looking at player and it just like, I don't get it. Okay, player ID, this is just player ID. Player.user. Status. Just adjusting this. Oh wait, this is going to be... Okay, so here's where we have to do the move mojo, right? So here we're going to say if player moves is empty, then I think we're just saying player data.move equals null. Otherwise, oh wait, we got to do a little bit more there because we may know the move. So if it's empty, if player moves is empty, if player dot move player dot move right, if player this is null, I think. If that's null, then we don't have a value. Well, I shouldn't check them both. I'm going to adjust the logic here a little bit. So if player move is not null, easy path, right? We have a move, we grab the name. Okay. Else, if it's not empty, then player move equals the first name. Okay. Otherwise, it's null. And I think we got that right. This, I feel like this is redundant. Oh, no, this is the opponent. Yeah, so if it's not completed, this is kind of a fail-safe, I guess. We shouldn't get any data back that would cause a leak here, I don't think, because of our sharing rules. In fact, I kind of want to not do that so that we can see if it's actually working. All right, I'm going to save this, and it's going to blow something else up, I'm pretty sure. Init game data. Oh, right. Get game by. I don't know if get game by ID is actually in use yet, so we're just gonna comment that out for a minute. Check my arena component. Yeah, it's not in there. I don't think that's referenced yet. So we'll see if we can get away with this. Okay. Changed a lot of data. Probably going to blow stuff up. Let's see what kind of trouble we got into. Did we take out the... Let's see. With sharing. We want that back in. Okay. All right, let's get into trouble. Sufficiently broken, as expected. I'm going to log. Let's see what this looks like on the admin user side. I'm sure this is just data tangled up now that we have to sort out. Yep. Okay. Broken for everybody. Perfect. We'll do a quick inspect here. I know we're closing in on the end of our time together. See if we can sort this one last thing out. I probably have an error with the... I'm guessing I have an error with the query. Let's reload this and see if we get into that error block. Actually, it probably would have just written something. Here we go. Server error. Oh, S-object row was retrieved without requesting player move.name. Feels like we don't even need that. Where is that? Player move.name. Oh, no? Init player data, line 78. I guess we... Is that because we... Maybe we're not even getting this back, so I'm... No, that shouldn't matter. Oh, wait, player moves. No. Did we query that out? Oh, it's moves dot... Player moves dot move dot name. That's what we want. Player moves dot move dot... I think that's what we're after. All right, big drum roll. Maybe that was it. didn't hit the error. Oh, it's loading stuff. Oh, still loading. Almost right. This should be, let's see. Um, oh, yeah. So this works great until this works great, except this is an admin user and can see everything. So they are getting the data out that they expect. So um, we're so close. Got to figure out what to do with admins. Basically, in the way this is set up, admins aren't going to have fun playing because they're going to be able to see what everybody else is doing. But um, we may need that's where we just may need some more logic in the Apex class to only bring back. Well, it doesn't matter. They can just go look at the records. So you just can't be an admin. Admins can't have any fun. That's the rule of today, kids. Uh, if you're a Salesforce admin and you want to play rock paper scissors, you're out of luck. Got to make a second user, second non-admin user, or you're just going to cheat. You're going to cheat the whole time. So I guess that'll wrap it. We're at about 5 o'clock, and that's we did what we came to do. So I super duper thanks to everyone who came to hang out today. McMontage, and I don't know if I lost the screen name. IRS auditor dude or something like that came to play. Thanks for teaching me about data weave. That's pretty awesome. Had a little fun messing around with some new Spring 23 so cool stuff, making it work ways despite what the documentation said, and you know we'll keep building rock paper scissors. I'll bring it back next week. Next week maybe. Oh, it'll be cool, right? We're not going to be to this point yet, but it sure would be slick to build a Slack app with the Apex SDK for rock paper scissors, so that you could play rock paper scissors in Salesforce and in Slack. Wherever your rock paper scissors needs need to be fulfilled, we can accommodate. But in the meantime, thanks for hanging out. We'll post stuff to places and try to do a recap video and all that good stuff. See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'm Tom Petros, and you can't do that on Salesforce. See ya.